Today, we are facing perhaps the most difficult time that the world has seen for many, many, many years. A pandemic has taken many lives, turned the entire world upside down. World economies that were the backbone and support of the entire known civilization are struggling and fearful of almost losing everything. Can we imagine if the great economy of the major powers in the world just went bottoms up? Chaos, anarchy, who knows what may lie ahead. But there's something even more scary. Right now, world leaders and each individual in his own way is also facing a dilemma and a choice that he must make. Life or money? Which comes first? So I think if we were all asked what's more important, money or life, we would all choose life. It's simple, there's no discussion. However, if we look closely at what's happening today in our own minds, and of course in the debates in Congress and in all of the world governments, it is how much do we sacrifice from an economical perspective and from a health perspective? Which one has to give way for the other? How long can we keep countries closed? How long can you stay at home? Forget about our personal sanity. We need to get out. We need to be doing things. So where do we draw the line? How do we make that decision? I've heard in the name of President Trump that he said straightforward that opening up America's economy will cost lives. And it's a tough decision that those leaders are going to have to make. And the people themselves are voicing their opinion. They're deciding what's more important. Now, on an individual level, there are people that could say, look, I'm young, I'm healthy, I'm not really at a risk of losing my life. So for me, I think we should obviously get things back started. I need my job back, I need my money, I want to live my life, I want to enjoy my life. But we see thousands and thousands of people have died. So from many angles, we're stuck, and it's not really clear what to do. Now this entire dilemma brings me to a Gemara that discusses the concept of money and life. And they also address that it's not so simple. So the Gemara discusses the verse we read from Kriyat Shema. Ve'ahavta et Hashem Elokecha b'chol levavecha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. That is the simple reading. But the sages explain that what's being said here is when we say with all your soul, it means even if it means giving up your soul, even if it means dying for what's right. With all your might means even with all your money. This seems a bit backwards. Obviously life is more important than the money. If a person's not alive, then what does he need money for? So why are we saying at the end money and before that life? So they explain, to our surprise, there are people that value their money more than their life. Now this is very confusing. What does this mean? Now, it doesn't mean that if a gun was pointed to a person's head and they were asked that question, your money or your life, there's a famous Jewish joke, your money or your life, and the old man answers, I'm thinking. Well, there was really nothing to think about in reality. A person says your money or your life, you give him the money and you live on. So what does it mean when the sages are telling us that some people value their money over their life? So they're talking about a subtle type of perspective, something very subtle, very hard to detect. Because when you point out an obvious mistake, everyone says, oh wow, how did I make that mistake? But in its subtlety, we make the mistake. This comes up in a very real way every time we go to do business. When we do our business, are we doing it honestly or not? So many times we compromise and take what's not ours, and that's putting the money before the value of really the purpose of life and the importance of being honest. But connecting this idea to what's happening right now in front of our eyes, the coronavirus is teaching us an unbelievable lesson. And ultimately, this is Hashem behind it, telling us it's time to face this age-old question. What is more important, your life or your money? What will we choose? Will we choose life or we choose money? And in that, is there going to be a selfish choice of what I want for me, or am I going to take into consideration what will be best for everyone around me? Ve'ahavta l're'echa kamocha is the underlying principle of the entire Torah and the underlying principle of life. To treat others and be concerned for others is the answer and the purpose that we're here for. God put us all together, cramped up in a world, Sometimes it's very, very cramped, these big cities with many people. And yes, why are there so many people squeezing into one place? We have to learn how to tolerate each other. We have to learn how to feel and care for one another. And in our decisions right now, we are going to make a statement as a people and as an individual to God. Who are we? What are we all about? Do we deserve His divine mercy? Do we deserve another chance? Are things going to get back to normal? Are we going to get on with our life? Or unfortunately, we're going to see more troubles ahead. There's a famous idea: the way we relate and treat others is the way we'll be treated by God Himself. Let us stand up to this challenge and understand the message. Money is not more important than life. Not my life, and not the life of the person next to me. Not even the person far away from me. His life is more important than the money. We have to stand together as a people, as communities, countries, and the world as one, with a clear understanding. Life takes precedence over the money. And that is the way that we will survive and endure. May we be blessed with Hashem's mercy, with success in coming together as a people, in working together, in maintaining a level of dignity for those less able, the poor and the needy. An outstretched hand can help. We're all not in the same financial situation today as we were 2-3 months ago. But you know what? We all have enough to perhaps share a little bit. And if we would all share a little bit of our resources, of our energy, of our heart, then there is enough to go around for everybody. And that could be very well the reason why we're in this situation. Hashem really wants to see what we're made of.